Live on the internets right now.
Oh. Yeah.
We're streaming this live on the internets right now. No nudity.
Maybe a little bit of feet.
Oh my God. What is up, everybody? How's it going? My name is Sean Tanktop, and welcome to the official Burlington Bar House of the Dragon Season 1, Episode 9 After Show Podcast Live Stream Show thingy. That's what we're doing. What's going on, y'all? I appreciate you guys hanging out. I just I've never really wanted just like a tiny table just to set my drink down, or whatever it's like a sophisticated drink. I'm drinking a Spigliato with Prosecco in it. Like, oh my God, that sounds stunning. It sounds stunning. How's everybody going? It's me, Sean Tanktop. Appreciate you guys for hanging out over here, here live inside the back room of the Burlington Bar and all over the world. I hope everybody say hello, world. I mean, I don't know, it's crazy some of the people that we got tuning in on some of these live streams. But hi from Brazil. What's going on? But and to my left, you know me, love him. It's Emil. Everybody, give it up for Emil, y'all. How you feeling, buddy?
I feel like at first I was like, how I feel. And I saw Rhaenys come in. I said, that's how I feel right now, baby. That's how I feel right now. I could say Dracarys, but I won't.
Oh my God! I mean, that was definitely everybody. We were all thinking it, and we're just like, do it. And then it just
Let's end the show right now.
Right. Yeah. Well, then we won't have any more show. You know what I mean? We definitely want some more show.
But we get the queen that was promised.
100%, absolutely. So, and you know you love her. It's the green hair girl. It's Morgan Drace, everybody. How you doing, Morgan? How you feeling after this?
I think I'm feeling strong.
You feeling strong?
No one wanted that but me. Come on. Bob Odenkirk jerks it to thousands of pics on the internet, and everyone's like, "Oh, leave him alone." Larys jerks his pink dread to one queen's feet, and you guys are losing your mind.
Do you know that it's pink? It looks like it would be like a black and blue.
We always say cranking their hog. So another name for a hog in this world is pink dread.
Is it pink dread? Okay.
The pink from the.
I got you. I understand.
You said, don't yell at him.
Yeah.
That's no word.
Sorry. And everybody, it's Dustin Drace. Everybody, give it up for Dustin. How you feeling over there, buddy?
I love this episode so much.
Yeah.
I totally didn't.
Out of your mind.
No. I mean, well, let's get into it. I mean, a lot of this episode had a lot of stuff in it. I think I can just say there's just a lot of things happening in this episode. Definitely a slow, kind of somber start. Some of that music was actually kind of making me think of every travel TikTok influencers Instagram thing with the slow piano or whatever it was. But then it led into the death of our king, the king of our hearts, Viserys Targaryen, who
Viserys is peaceful.
Yeah, the Viserys is peaceful, absolutely. And and that whole, I remember in tradition of this show, because for the last 3 weeks I'm oh, Viserys is totally dead after this episode. We're gonna come back and he's gonna be dead. And then he wouldn't be, and I was just waiting, are they going to do it? Is he still going to be alive? And he was actually dead. How are we feeling about that over there? About how it was, it was mournful, but then they got right to business. And they got right to usurping.
Well, this has been the plan the whole time. Allison's oh, his deathbed confession, so we better make some plans. And then Otto's we've been having secret meetings for a while. We got a whole binder. Here it is.
I told you, how many times do I have to say, do not fucking trust Jason?
Do not trust Jason?
Oh, Tyland? You talking about the Lannister?
Oh, no, it's Tyland.
They are twins.
Oh,
they are twins. So it's easy to
No, they're twins. Another pair of twins. That is totally a fair mix-up because Jason is the firstborn twin, so he is Lord of Castle Black.
You're not gonna see Jason on a fucking council meeting though.
Yeah, he's a party guy.
I just wanted to really be
You'll see Jason be a shit again. Don't worry. But no, that was Tyland.
Right.
But Jason rolls off the livery. He's hello, it's Tyson as Jason Lannister here for the insurrection meeting. Also, again, like I know that it's been just about a year over. Like this is the second most exciting insurrection that I've watched on TV, but not as scary as the one that we officially had. No, but this one was wild. I mean, and this is like an episode. I'm gonna call this like the episode of half measures. Like everybody's like kind of wants to do a thing, but also doesn't want to go all the way with it.
Otto.
Except for Otto. Yeah,
Except for Otto's like, no, you're gonna do the shit you have to like, and he's not wrong.
He's right.
He's just a cunt.
Yeah.
So.
Which is what Damon called him in like the first episode.
Yeah.
Called it A. Absolutely. He
I know you had a cunt.
Cunt. He said, yeah. So we'll just take a look. What do we think about this episode? What were your thoughts on this episode overall?
There were like no titties in it, so that was kind of I know everyone was thinking it. I'm glad I'm brave enough to say it. There were no nipples in sight.
What a brave take on this channel.
So the dude jerked into feet. It's like, bro,
Hell yeah.
you already, you know what I'm saying? Like she already got a tangle. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, how nipple? But like, you know what? Outside of that though, like him like jerking it in like super slow motion to her feet was crazy.
It's the anticipation of seeing the feet.
Well, she knew what to do. She assumed the position. She removed said foot from side.
He was doing the whitest kid the slow jerk or whatever it was. That's what he was doing.
But I like
slow.
I like how it was like she took the shoe off first and she put them on. He was like, oh shit. And then he was like, wait, no foot condoms. She takes the sock off. I'm not doing this with condoms.
We're going raw with the feet tonight.
I'm not dogging these toes, baby girl. Man. It's called a foot job, people. Say what? But yeah, he's a nasty nigga. I'm sure his breath smells bad, but and mind you, every episode with Viserys, I'm speaking the truth, the queen's truth. But yeah, so also I feel like every time I see Viserys in RIP, you know what I'm saying? But every time I see him, I know this nigga smells horrible. And and they left his body in the room for over a period of time. Oh, no, that room smelled like a Jamaican porno set. Bro. It was funky as hell.
He looked like he smelled like mothballs. Like he looked like it was like the driest, crusty.
He smells. I bet you that room smelled like a nigga who held his breath for he kept his mouth closed for 24 hours straight, and then he whispers hey to you. Oh my god.
Hot ass breath. Hot ass breath. Morgan, what did you think about this episode? What are your general thoughts about this one?
I mean, number one, I got him going full fucking freak. I've been waiting for Larys to go full fucking freak, and he went full fucking freak, and I appreciate it. But I think, other than that, we're gonna get that out of the way. We'll put that to the side for now.
Please do.
You're never gonna get me to shut up about that scene. But
I will never silence a woman.
Anyway, yeah, don't silence women. But no, I think the whole episode, it was kind of great where they were kind of trolling us, because you remember a lot of the music was the same music that they used with the when they blew up the Sept, I think.
Yeah. It was very evocative of that.
And they were kind of being like, oh, we're gonna gather a bunch of people in a single spot and something shocked. And I didn't expect, because it's not in Fire and Blood like that.
Is that a show invention?
That's a show invention. It was amazing, and I loved it. Even though I'm like, how did she get her armor on so quick? Does she have a squire?
She was down there for a second, time.
Okay.
She was down there for a while dude was jerking it the same amount of time.
You need a squire to put on armor, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe she had
bitches do it themselves.
Okay. No, it was, but that whole idea of half measures is exactly what this was, because you got Alicent trying to do a soft coup, or a gentle, friendly coup, or we just exile our enemies. Right. And you got
they're trying to pull a Florida type shit. Do it with the state Supreme Court, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that type of thing.
And you got Aemond, who wants to be king, desperately, could just spirit his brother away, or just fucking kill his brother. He's like, no, I gotta do the right thing for the family. Also, Aemond, MILF Slayer, confirmed.
Oh my God, that's right. He's that whole you've grown.
I've been telling y'all he likes the older ladies.
And those are called spoilers, nigga.
It's not a spoiler.
No, man.
He spoiled her, all right.
It's just a character trait. It's
right. Right.
But and then also, Rhaenys probably should have burned everyone to the ground.
What are we doing? What are we doing? I mean, like, we're gonna go to war. I mean, like, I get it. It was one of those things where she was like, they had that one scene early on where it was like
Alicent showed her a kindness.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, and so it was met by something, but
show over right there.
And that no, I know. I mean, like, we need the show. You know what I mean? Like,
but like also like look, all right, like on one point it's like that was so nice to say that one nice thing, but burn that bitch right now. Like,
ban the witch.
If you don't, but also like shout out to Alicent, she's the toughest motherfucker on 10 toes on that side of the table. Because she the only one was like, I'm mean mugging the dragon right now.
Yeah.
I'm quicker than fear, but still. Also, though, shout out to that one scene with the all white drumline scene. Like, I was like, man, where is Nick Cannon when you need him?
This is a fantasy show. You know what I mean? This is 100% a fantasy program.
I never thought
I didn't see Nick Cannon anywhere. In that
I'm like, I never thought in the world in the history of the Seven Kingdoms, I'm like, man, where's Nick Cannon though?
Although half of the people in the stuff were his kids.
I was about to say, only Aegon II Targaryen has more bastards than Nick Cannon.
When they talk to Nick Cannon, just want to drink and hole myself into an early grave. You know what I mean?
If he was like a king, like his name would be Nick the Fertile.
The Seed got himself canceled for saying something against the staff. Some sort of thing.
Right. Yeah, it's like the Seed. The Seed is strong. You know what I mean? Like,
save it for Westeros while
absolutely. All right. So what do you think? How about you, Dustin? What do you think over there? What do you think about this episode?
I fucking love this episode. I thought this was like just all of the like secreting people away and then like blockading shit. I loved like all of like the characterization of like actually humanizing Alicent and like actually like showing how much of a villain Crispy Cole is, like which we've all known. Like that guy's like fucking off the rails.
That are around her, you know.
Yeah, I think that just the characterizations were so good. Also, like we had like 0 people from like Team Rhaenyra.
It was all great. Which is why we have the lights going on.
Yeah, it was super cool to see it from one angle. So I think the next episode is going to be the reaction to that.
Big time.
It was real rad.
Yeah, I think they probably will. It'll be a majority because I think we'll probably get a 1-to-1. Like next week, we'll have mostly like Rhaenyra and company and everybody over there and stuff like that. And I think that it will likely. Except for like maybe at the tail end, like, or if we actually get like a confrontation.
Well, they showed Vhagar in the background from one of those scenes.
Yeah.
And like they were like,
she's ready. That old bitch is ready to roll.
You know what I'm saying? And like, she got a very nefarious nigga riding her right now. You know what I'm saying? But also like check it though. Like imagine like Alicent was like dating and shit because that one scene with her and like Krispy Kreme, she's like, whatever you feel for me. She's playing with that thirsty ass nigga emotions and shit. I'm here for that though.
No, when he finds out that Larys has been jerking it to her feet,
he's gonna be so pissed.
He's gonna kill us over again. Just like oh my god. But imagine though, like I'm at like but imagine you go to visit like Alicent, like she like come out of the crib, I'm in a red keep, come by the door, be open. You pull up. Because every dude in her circle is the most evil nigga on the planet.
True.
So like that, and so anybody who's like kicked it with a person who lives in a very dangerous part of town, you pull up, this nigga's on the porch in front of the building. They all mean mugging. So you got Krispy Kreme and goddamn Eamon outside the door. It gets you just trying to like drop some dick off and dip. So you pull up, you got Eamon and Krispy Kreme in the front. You gotta like kind of like avoid one eye contact with one of the niggas. The other dude is just gonna mean mug you regardless because he mad you getting pussy. Then you go inside, bro. The doorman is Larys, and he's fucking like he's texting people and like putting you on like Instagram live while you low key cheating on your partner, jump off this dick, and then you make it inside the crib, and her dad's there.
Right? Oh no,
that's the most toxic date of all time.
This is getting. This is getting just like I just see like a Brazzers emblem just slowly appearing in the corner of the fucking show and shit like that. I mean, like it was. It was interesting. It was very interesting to watch all of these like kind of things spring into action around Alicent. But again, it's so at some point, I thought that we were going to do it. We talked about this last week. Just her having even just a shred of doubt about this coked up, smacked out, near death, Harvey Dent looking hole in the face motherfucker, and like he's like red lemonade, dog sauce, river.
I thought you were talking about
Amen.
Aegon. You're talking about Viserys.
I'm talking about Viserys right now.
Oh. Okay.
No, yeah, like who's
You not get the stress how he stressed out, coked out. Like,
I was thinking Aegon too.
Smackdown.
no, you use all of them.
Yeah,
So I got it.
They're giving everything they can to get to dull the pain. I mean, like that guy looks, but like he's good. Like firstborn Aegon. No, not the other one. The other one. No, the first one before the second one. That was also the first one. Cool, whatever. And she's like, okay, bet. Like let's fight. Like his word is law or whatever the fuck it is. It's very
look,
weird.
though, Big B's was like, hey, what the fuck y'all talking about? Them bitch?
Shout out to Beesbury, by the way. Everybody, let's hear it for Beesbury.
Make some noise, my nigga Beesbury. He said, hey, big bro, y'all talking about I'm supposed to switch sides because one motherfucker say she heard some shit that I ain't hear, and you saying on his deathbed, even though he been talking about for 20 years that his daughter about to be the next one.
One word.
Smush. He said, sit your bitch.
I was like, I don't know. I didn't feel.
Smashed him on his own ball.
Yeah, like she replaced the eyeball with the meeting ball. You know what I mean? And that was like, there was something about that I was like, I don't know if I like this.
In
I
the
mean,
book,
like,
he got his throat.
Yeah.
What's that?
In the book, he
Oh
cut his throat.
no. Beesbury was the first casualty of the Dance of the Dragon.
Right, for sure.
It's always been canon, so I think they just wanted it to be more shocking than just.
I think him slitting his throat would have been more like shocking to him, like just.
Yeah, because that was intent, and this was very much like sit down. But he's like a frail old man, so he's
Right.
like,
Kind of smushed it. He was like just
Yeah.
pushing his face into the ball. Yeah.
He said he was like, I'm 67. If I bump my leg on a coffee table, it's like they're gonna have to take the whole leg. You know what I mean?
Like,
Like,
bro, is he like? Are they demonstrating that Krispy Kreme is like just super duper, like incel strong,
absolutely.
or are they saying,
Incel strong.
or it's like fucking like Bees were just like his face is just fucking made out of like.
I think it might be a combination of
It's a
the
little
two.
bit
He got
both,
two
but
big
also
bones.
you gotta understand, like if you're, it's like an athlete. If you don't expel, it just powers you.
Are you an athlete or something?
No, I don't know. No, you always hear about athletes how they're like, I don't have sex.
Boxers and shit
masturbate.
like, oh my god, it's like that scene in Raging Bull where Robert De Niro's pouring ice water on his cock and shit like that or whatever.
You
Yeah,
just
like it's a
have it
little
coming
weird.
out of your eyes and you're so angry that he's not super
Maybe that's also like maybe that's also the secret to the fucking fountain of youth, because that stuff is like, I mean, he's very moisturized. Maybe just like it seeps into the pores and comes out.
Nah, but see, what he said was sit down, but what he was saying, I'm trying to get some pussy. And he like pushes him down. He was like, bro, this dude just needs to jerk it, bro. Like Larys it was like, I could try to get some pussy.
It's like,
I'm going for the toes.
We need Braun to be like, man, we're gonna get a little bit of the poison out then. You know what I mean?
I bet
Like,
he bust one nut, he fucking around become an anti-hero. He like, yo.
has
sex once.
has sex once.
All of a sudden he's a hero.
Becomes the total righteous
He
Chad.
becomes the Keith Sweat of Westeros. He just serenading hoes. With
Oh
his
my
sword.
god! Oh my god! Like, what else were some standout scenes? What were you guys like? What were you guys like? Kind of. We know what you were living for, Morgan. Just go ahead and talk about it. Just go ahead.
I already talked about
You already talked about it? Okay. Well, what else? What do you got?
Okay, I want to talk about the beast beneath the boards that we're all thinking was Melly's at the end, but I don't think it was.
It was Rhaenys. That's what I feel like.
Because she busted up beneath the boards. But where did Missaria hide Aegon II? Under the boards of candles.
True.
Was it a
Fucking
board or a
goddamn
table?
beast beneath the boards. Beware him. Do not. Because look, then he put the crown on his head. And he was like doing Freddie Mercury type of grandstanding. All of a sudden he's like, hey, and like he's never had love before. Finally, he's getting this applause and this love of the people.
Yeah, that part where he's like, "Do you love me?" She's like, "Get the
She's
fuck
like,
out."
fuck your fucking face, you fucking piece of shit. Which, that's good for a mom.
I mean, like I've been saying that he does look like the lead singer from My Chemical Romance, and he was having a black parade, like walking down that whole thing, and they were playing the same. They're playing the same, exact same piece of music that they played when Alicent walked into like the dinner and kind of in the green dress and stuff like that. It was almost the exact same piece. So again, and that was like declaration of war, and that's kind of what that was. And we sort of had two of those. Like we had two, except for one was way cooler with a dragon busting out or whatever it is. Like, you know what I mean? But that was
I'm like a little worried because this scene, like this episode really hit home where Aegon is a terrible person, but it's also tragedy because he's a miserable fucker who hates his life, hates
Does
himself.
not want it.
He does not want it. And he's like, riding high on substances and like adrenaline of making children fight each other. But it's not real happiness. It's not real love.
It's like Sean told me one time. He was like, I see a lot of fun in what you're doing, but not enough joy.
Whoa.
That was deep.
Whoa. Okay, that is Aegon too in a nutshell. He's looking to his mother. Do you love me? And then they put that crown on his head. All of a sudden, his grandpa, who's like looked at him like a piece of shit his whole life, is like bending the knee to him, and then the entire crowd is cheering him.
Yeah.
This is getting famous at a young age. Toxicity,
Right.
And the beast beneath the boards. I feel like he's going to be a very dangerous king.
Oh
Because
yeah.
he just wants love, and if you don't love me,
did anybody here watch The Boys? I was getting very like last season of
Homelander.
Homelander for sure. Like where
like Aaron Carter shit.
Oh.
Like he's like, my brother was so cool, and then he like gets like some power and gets like one
Sure.
thing going.
And that's how he beat Shaq.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I mean, like, yeah, I think that. I mean, it was interesting, like that whole him, like the swords kind of coming down behind him and stuff like that, and it was like this just imbuing him for the first time ever with power because, like, again, like
the way he was walking, it seemed like a funeral march. He was going to walk to get his head cut off. Like he was just kind of like
he did.
fucking hungover. He's like, God damn it, this is a thing they've been telling me I've had to do since I was born, and I don't want it.
It's like,
and then he gets up there. And he kind of changes his mind.
Oh shit!
You were in that moment though, and all of a sudden you're like, "This is fucking cool."
Right?
Yeah. I wave a sword around.
Or just like whatever it is that kind of helps you get over the hangover. Like it was like that hangover that you didn't have that like 2/3 flat LaCroix next to the bed to grab and just instantly chug. You didn't have that this time, and you're fucking paying for it like the entire day. That's what he looked like, and that's what, until he got on that stage. You know what I mean?
Question though. So this is our as read in the books with Morgan Tracy. But yeah, so Lord Caswell, even though he tried to boss up and like, we don't support snitching on this side on the side of the stage, but he was snitching for a good reason. You know what I'm saying? He was like, hey,
Right.
they tweaking out here, big girl. You know what I'm saying? Big dog,
Live to fight another day. I mean, like
He was like, look. He said, hey, I'm fucking all hell the king. And he was like, I'm not this bitch.
Yep.
But then they cut his ass slack and hung him up, you know what I'm saying, by a bootstring. So Morgan, you read the book, some people might say. But in the book, what happens to Lord Caswell? Does he
same thing happened?
I do not remember.
Damn, he not even popping out here like that.
I'm sure.
Niggas is not remembering how he
No,
died.
I'm sure they go into it. With the books, it's like I delete certain things.
Well, that seems
They
like
can see it.
that
They can
seems
see
very bookish. Like them slitting Beesbury's throat.
Beesbury is like the most because he is very canonically the first death in the Dance of the Dragons, and Beesbury is like a holdover from the king's grandfather's reign. Like he has been with Viserys his whole entire reign.
He said, I know. He literally said that. I know this nigga longest, bro.
Yeah.
I wrote the first blunt for this man.
Beesbury, and he was just this doddering old man for a while, but when it comes down to it, Beesbury like wakes up and goes, "What? No."
Let's show the kids how it's done. Type shit.
Hey, imagine though, like a younger, fucking Beesbury being like a Starsky and Hutch, like him and like Dracarys were just like kicking it,
big ass sideburns and shit like that. You know what I mean? Yeah,
big ass porno stash.
Absolutely. Yeah, right. Absolutely.
Beesbury in his prime was getting some tail.
Absolutely. Yeah, he had like his fuck palace. He called it the Hive.
He calls all his hoes bees too. Like,
yeah, honey pot.
Oh my god, honey pot is crazy.
Right. I mean, like, did we have like a favorite scene? Was there like a favorite scene? What's up? Say it. Say it.
Come on.
Say it.
The feet.
Yep.
I'm a fucking freak. I'm sorry. Don't apologize for it.
You should.
You're cool.
For it.
No, you should never apologize.
That creepy
you can't be
freaky
wrong,
old
but you don't
man,
have to
and
apologize.
She started looking like, oh, my feet hurt. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a weird shot. And then she puts them up on the table, and I'm like,
oh,
it's happening.
Oh yeah. No, I mean it was.
I have been joking about Larys Strong being a weird foot guy, like he would DM you for foot pics. I've been joking about that since I met the man, and the fact that was already written into the script is bizarre to me.
But how long do you think it took for him to establish that? Like, you think he murdered another person in these 10, 20 years? He's like, look, I need to see some toes.
I'm gonna tell you exactly how it happened. One day, she was trying to get some information out of him, and like she just was like taking off her shoe, in
You're taking it long enough that she's like, I'll take the
She
shoes
just
off in
and
front
then
of him.
she noticed all of a sudden he got crazy.
And then he nuts
she was
instantly in the
like-
corner.
she was like, oh, this? You want this? I need to know who's telling that person this thing.
Right.
And maybe the sock comes off.
Ugh.
And then she's like, I'm not going to touch you or look at you. I'm going to read a book over here, but my feet will be out.
And the price is still the same.
Varys is slime puppy confirmed.
Like she got
yeah.
2 of them though. Like fucking like Chris McCuck is a fucking like yo. Like she just dangle pussy on the string. And like
she's topping from the bottom a little
No,
bit.
but
You know what I
don't
mean?
even
Like,
think, I don't even think she's dangling it. I think his own self-importance of like, I am beyond women, like he said with Aemon, oh, women are to be worshipped, blah, 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 or whatever, it's spoken with respect. She is fulfilling a need. She is fulfilling the need that he needs to feel that he is a superior man, that he does not need something as base and disgusting as sex, that he can be a like righteous champion of a beautiful woman without requiring dirtiness. And that, no, but to him in his mind, that fulfills something. So she's actually giving him something that he cannot normally
and
have.
it makes sense because he I don't know that he would ever like try and go for it.
If she ever initiated sex with
it would
Krispy
ruin
Kreme,
everything for
he
him.
would probably get so angry he'd probably stab her.
Yeah.
he probably stabbed
I
her.
want pussy so bad I'll kill you.
No, this is toxic evangelical.
He needs
shit.
something that he cannot attain.
Yeah.
Right.
He need for him to worship her from afar.
And if his
Because-
queen is this beautiful virgin temple of purity,
Right.
is a common whore, like, fuck you, you lied to me. I swear, you get dangerous with him.
Sure.
I would never,
Wait,
ever.
With Varys?
No.
With Krispy Kreme.
Oh,
No,
oh,
Larys is a little
Crispy
kitty.
cut.
or
Larys
Larys,
is
right?
a little kitty cat. He comes at you, you stick a toe in his mouth.
He
just-
toes in your cat mouth?
I'm Larys.
I guess
I
it's
stick a toe in his mouth.
So, all right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming out tonight. It's been
All right, yeah, it's like yeah.
Welcome to It's Getting Weird with the Burlington.
It was. The show went weird. I mean, like, I'm just gonna say, like, because I have kind of just really yearned for some kind of motivation, like from Larys, and it's just kind of no. It's kind of hilarious that they just trotted out this fucking like this thing, like this foot fetish
It
thing.
feels so 2022.
It's very
but
2022.
Also,
Hold on, I'm sorry. It's like he wanted to get it wet. Like that was there was like, I was like, did somebody scramble up like the script from the third season of Euphoria or something like that? Like some intern was like, whoa,
we needed to get it wet.
put it all back together and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking about getting it wet.
You talking about Aegon? He was like,
Yeah.
When he said like getting it wet and shit
I
like
feel like
that.
that's some shit that Aegon, little bitch ass, would say. Because Aegon is a Westerosi, Euphoria ass character. Like,
He's
like,
true. Yeah.
Like, he just happened to have like a really big position. Also, I've never seen Euphoria, so I just know it's about people in high school doing stuff, doing jigs.
Yeah, right.
It's 27-year-olds in high school.
7-year-olds in high school, absolutely. Yeah. Like they all look like they all look about Aemon's age. Like or whatever.
The reality is, though,
Aemon's like 16 or
according to
something
that
like
one
that.
chick, though, he might be a demonic project though. Where like she was like,
No?
"Hey, send your best to my, tell your friend I said what's up." And he literally
Oh yeah.
6 inches away from her. Like he can like smell her breath, how close he is. She's like, "Tell him I said hi." Damn, bitch, I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, like the big centerpiece of her busting out. So that is a complete show invention, right?
What, the feet?
Like no.
toes, no.
The fire and blood invented feet.
There was-
No,
Fire, blood,
Yeah,
toes.
not even Mushroom knew, like, couldn't actually wrap his head around like foot fetishes. So he just I thought he would go all in. No, he deleted that. He was like, I don't even know, like, what feet? Doesn't make sense.
yeah,
It doesn't really seem like a George fetish.
No, I'm
either.
saying
Right.
my niggas out here with like a club foot. He like a functional toe.
No,
Right.
he likes pretty feet because he's so ashamed of his own foot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's so
Oh no,
weird.
and they even made a very like specific point to watch it drag across the floor. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like you really heard it and shit like that. I mean, like it's one of those things where simultaneously I think it's like kind of brilliant, and I fucking hate it with every fiber of my being. Like it's brilliant and it's also trash, which is also kind of what is like cool about it or whatever. I'm literally saying that.
Here's what
I'm literally saying that half of me agrees with you. Like
in the world of A Song of Ice and Fire, a man like, you know, scheming and making connections and like killing his whole family, where the end goal, he just wants feet pics.
he just wants feet pics. He just needs a couple of feet pics.
It's so sweet. It makes me want to cry.
To think that OnlyFans could have saved the Seven Kingdoms at one point,
so
you know?
thirsty for pretty feet.
He would murder like
He
two
will
like
fucking kill his own family, and there's poetry in that.
It's so
If you don't
it's so
understand
underwritten.
that,
It's
I don't know
almost
how to
it's so
help you.
underwritten. It's almost camp at this point. I love it.
I can't tell if this is like the coolest shit I've seen or the dumbest thing I've seen.
It's kind of both. It's sort of both to me. You know what I mean? And that's fine. You know what I mean? Like
I think everyone's gonna be mad about that scene except for me, and I don't care because the show is written only for me. So everyone's little opinions.
I just feel like
Don't even matter.
I just feel like if you were strong and you happen to get murdered because your like brother is like obsessed with toes, you wouldn't be the biggest fan.
I would be dead and not worried.
And not worried about it for sure. You know what I mean? Like,
no,
but I think like, but no, I think
Harrenhal is haunted, so maybe their ghosts are hanging out.
that
you would be a ghost in Harem.
that
And they'd be like, can you believe he killed us because he wanted feet?
This whole
that's just like the ghost. We need the ghost.
If I was dead and a ghost, I'd kind of like giggle because you're like, oh shit, we're dead, but also like,
Oh, that's
it's happened because of feet.
that's like the no. That's like kind of like the kind of like macabre, like cosmic sort of hilarity of it all. Like it's like, nope, we are just on a speck of dust, whatever, and I was murdered because of a foot
every
fetish.
time Mark gets into her like Larry's bag, I'm just like, who hurt you?
Whatever, he's hot and I don't care.
Exactly. Which is what.
I'm not gonna explain my love.
Well, no, the other thing is about ships and stuff like that. It's just because they're hot. It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter like if you like or dislike Twilight. They're just like you're Team Jacob because you think Jacob is hotter. Like that's just kind of the whole thing.
There we go.
Exactly, 100%. So I don't know.
Team Jacob.
A lot of things. There's a lot of talk about this episode, but I do kind of think that we should give it up to. We should get some Q&A going and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If anybody has the Q&A, if anybody has a question, you can come on up to the mic, tell where you're from, and everything like that. What's going on, buddy? There he is.
Hi.
Oh, hold on. We gotta get you a mic. All right.
Huh? There we go.
Oh,
There we go.
Hey guys, my name is German. I'm from Chicago.
What's up, German?
Hi.
I just want to you're rocking those fishnets, man.
Thank you.
Oh, hell yeah, fuck yeah, he is.
Yeah, and I don't know. For me, this episode was weird. I'm a book reader too, so I'm just like,
Yeah,
okay.
it's kind of a
going
mess,
through
but
it.
also great.
But I liked it because it's a good exploration of how there's a lot of correlation between childhood development and your sexuality. And
Yeah.
a lot of these characters represent characters of you guys are repressing your sexuality really fucking hard. Allison, Crispy Cole, even Otto, especially since I don't know if a lot of people know that he was in Little Nicky. The movie.
Oh, he was?
Bro, I brought that shit up. Like in Little Nicky, he was trying to find ways to scheme to get the throne. And now here he is the same person.
But he was rocking them heels too.
Right, exactly. No, and then you look over and it's Aegon. He's like, I don't know if I want to be king. Doing his best Adam Sandler impression.
He has a great Little Nicky impression.
I don't know if I want to be king.
He got Nikki.
We got Nikki.
And I was just thinking that whole time, wow, there's an interesting correlation between them. And you guys were just talking about too with what's his name? Freaking
Even when Otto did that one shot, it goes like, "You are the spitting image of your mother," and you're like, "Stop talking, please."
Or he's like, we can
just not say
It was
things.
like she
We
was
can just not
she
say
was
stuff.
treating the fuck out. He was like, yeah, that's kind of hot. It's like, no, it's not. Y'all did clap for that uncle fucking his niece though, so y'all might as well clap for. Don't pick sides.
And I'm just it's so interested. Medieval society is so weird that way because how many people were so repressed, and that's kind of why they're the biggest haters. Because I'm you just hate yourself.
Yeah. That's a lot to it. Yeah, that's.
I don't know anything about that in modern times.
It's a defense mechanism, German.
No, but definitely, absolutely, especially with Crispy, definitely, he's probably he's the poster child for that shit.
Yeah.
But he said he had pussy back in the day, though.
But also, we've never met his
No,
family.
he said he had access to pussy.
No, he said he had an active youth.
He said he was experienced.
He said he had an active, and he's like, I couldn't.
He was probably lying, bitch ass,
Also,
bitch
we
ass,
haven't
fucking
met-
lying motherfucker.
We
Is that,
haven't
like-
met Krispy Kreme's family, so they might be like, we have no idea why he's like this. We told him that.
I mean,
Hey.
What if he was like, he's like the weird try-hard jock of the family or whatever the fuck it is, maybe?
Or what if he's going through the craziest breakup of all time and he just hasn't like let it go?
Wait. You think this guy doesn't let stuff go? Krispy Kreme?
20 years? I'm so upset.
like the thing with that is, I remember after you guys talked about it, that's an actual thing though in medieval times. That's called courtly love.
No.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
the chaste, like far off love where you just love them and you're not supposed to touch them.
Right.
And that's honorable and it feeds your self-esteem. And that is what Alicent is giving Krispy Kreme. And if she ever actually touched him or kissed him, she can kiss his hand or his forehead.
Right.
But if she ever got sexual with it, he would get so angry.
He would get so pissed
That's
off.
actually called tantric sex, people. Say what?
Yeah.
You build the most, you know what I'm saying, explosive energy by not touching.
So,
you know what
so
I'm saying?
Crispy is like the Sting of Westeros.
I wish he would meditate more.
Right. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little introspection would be pretty cool.
So like this is a lot of build up. I'm sorry, but like the question was building up to like, who do you think is suppressing their sexuality and what is their true self? What do you think is their true self?
Allison hasn't had an orgasm a day in her fucking life.
Yeah, there's definitely like a Pleasantville wife type of fucking vibe or whatever it is, where it's just
Otto
like,
says something to her about. He's like, what was the line where he said something about like your childhood friend or whatever? You know, like
Yeah.
And he was. It's very like your childhood.
Your
friend.
roommate.
Yeah,
right,
roommate.
your roommate. It's like in the 1940s. Look at these gentlemen living in their sky rise as their roommates. It's like whatever. Yeah.
Bachelors.
Like, yeah, look at these couple eligible bachelors here.
Oh
Yeah.
man, lock up your daughters.
right, exactly.
The light in his loafers.
Absolutely.
No.
I think that there's definitely something to be said for Alicent in this episode, where she's showing the most humanity of all the characters somehow. Where
Somehow.
she like wasn't privy to all of these like super like dark nefarious like schemings, and like she goes along with them, but she's also just like, no, well, let's do this, but like not kill my friends.
Can we do
And,
like the kind
I
version?
feel like the top three answer would be like Alicent, Crispy, and then
Yep.
Aemon. Because like Aemon like busting up before for
No,
sure. But, like,
Eamon banged that old
yeah, we
lady.
talking about that's yesterday. We're talking about right now. And like,
Right now.
and
No,
today,
I'm going to challenge you on this. I would argue that Aegon, though he is a debaucherous, hedonistic monster, is way more suppressed than Aemon because he is suppressing the soft, gentle parts of himself, the parts that say, I need to ask my mother if she loves me. Like, he's a monster, but also, like, there's a part of that monster that just wants his mother to say, I love you and you're good enough.
Sure.
And so he's repressing all of that shit down. And the second that anyone showed him any type of love, he just like was like a whole new person.
It was very Homelander. Like I'm ready. Like he's and again,
a psychopath.
like Homelander, he likes to stand out on buildings and jack
jerk
it,
it.
like on the top of buildings, saying like I can do whatever I
But
want.
I think that he's repressing something, maybe not sexually,
Right,
but
definitely
it is
not.
like parts of himself that he was told he cannot show. Every time
Right.
he was like gentle or nice, his mom was probably like, "You're gonna be king one day." Fucking
Right.
nut up or something.
No,
he
no,
got
no,
the fuck up.
no.
He took that personally.
And he took that literally. He took that. He didn't take that personally. He took that
Took
literally.
that ran with it.
All right, we're gonna have the next one. What's going
Hello,
on?
Ayla from Chicago.
Hi. Good to see you again.
3 guys to 1 girl. This is gonna be a weird thing, but a feminist take on Game of Thrones. I've always considered it kind of feminist in a way because it shows, unlike most TV shows, right? There are more women, different types of women, different viewpoints of women than we've ever seen. Like you have the mother, you have single, you have different motivations, different viewpoints fighting at each other.
Sure.
And not just in petty, but like in society and the structures of society.
Sure.
This show in particular, I liked it because of the fact that for me, Alicent is a very epitome of like a woman stuck in her place and being used and manipulated because of her place. And in actuality, from my perspective, she's the victim and never been the villain. But she's made out to be the villain, especially by the books written later on.
Yeah.
And you see it. This is like her from the real perspective, she's always been the victim by her father, by the men around her, playing the Game of Thrones around
They've
her.
highlighted that tremendously in this show, for sure.
So, like, as far as that, it kind of, like you were talking about, like, when you were talking with his comment about, like, the sexuality and everything, it's like the Madonna versus the whore, right? Rhaenyra was Krispy Kreme's whore, and then she's the Madonna. She's fulfilling the Madonna kind of image.
No, if she ever takes that veil down, he will turn on her so quick.
Because like you were talking about the whole like the night, like when like, they were talking about like she's a Madonna, they're trying to fulfill this knight in shining armor, and then it kind of like reminded me of some random weird talks with sugar babies and how they manipulate their sugar daddy.
Yeah, for sure.
They say like to manipulate a sugar daddy,
Right.
Be the person that's like, oh, I need this. Oh, daddy, come help me. Be helpless.
But it's like not even manipulation. This is a role that they have been hired to fulfill. Like when you are a sugar baby, they like that, oh, this little girl needs me because I'm a big, strong, rich man. And every time they're like, I'm using him to get his money. It's like, no, you're not, because that feeling when you text him that you need this thing because you're just a baby, that's giving him a thing, and you're getting a thing. And
Right.
it's a transaction, man.
It's a lot more transactional
it's
than I think.
symbiotic. Like you guys
For sure.
are meant for each other.
But also there is a sort of sense that like she's been placed in this position too, where in sort of like you said in this
By her
episode,
father.
yeah, like,
Literally,
yeah.
just put the dress on and go talk to the king.
She's,
I mean, like,
she's oblivious to a lot of things. She's starting to learn a lot more things, and at the same time, she's still kind of a pawn.
Yeah, I think the tragedy of Alicent is we recognize whether you love her or hate her, you can be team green or not. You do have to recognize she is a victim. She never stood a chance because she was just, her dad was going to dictate what her life is. I think now that she's finally taking some agency and you're like, cool, too little too late.
yeah, a little bit.
But I do think that, that with Alicent, it's so hard because she's really said, this is the reality of Westeros. There is no world where a woman can rule. There is no world where a woman takes control. You need to accept that, Rhaenyra. And I am going to work from within and I'm going to
work within the system.
That's exactly what it is.
It's like centrist Democrat shit.
Alicent
you know what
thinks
I mean?
that
like,
she can change the system from within, and I think we all as an audience recognize that that's never going to happen.
Right.
And it's why she's frustrating, and that's why
I've never been more sympathetic to Alicent than this episode.
Yeah.
Like, I think this episode really showed where she was like in a room full of fucking vipers. And they were all just like, no, like, she's like, and it was that moment when it dawned upon her that she's like, oh, you're going to put them to the sword. And I'm like, you just now realized that?
It was a little bit.
You told me that shit like 20 years ago. Like,
right.
Your dad told you that, like, point blank, and now you're like, oh, now you're going to say it out loud?
She's like, for real?
Oh, wait, really?
For realsies? For keeps?
No, but I mean, Alicent's power does rely, again, unfortunately, through the men in her life, but her sons, who are fiercely loyal to her, she's got aim in one eye, so I feel like he's pretty powerful.
Sort of. I mean, like, and also, I mean, that was really, really, really pointedly illustrated in that conversation between her and Rhaenys, like where she literally said she was like, no, we must guide the men of Westeros. We have to guide them gently, calmly to the ends, whatever. And she was and Rhaenys was like. Get out of here with that fuck shit. Like, get out of here. Like, don't talk that mess to me right now. I mean, like, whatever. And also, you literally have me as a prisoner, by the way. Like, thank you very much for that. Like, softly, but, like, she can't leave. It was like,
it's your guest.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, like, the show has definitely been, as from what I understand from the books and everything like that, it has done so much to make Alicent out to not be just like an outward fucking Cruella de Vil, like I just want the thing villain. You know what I mean? Like they've done a real and they've done tremendously. Because I'm not really team anybody. You're kind of missing the fucking point. Like if you're like team whatever, but like even though even though like I root for people in this thing. I root for things to happen, but it is.
Helena at all costs.
Yeah, no, it is like it's a tragedy. I mean, that's what this is.
Yeah, I feel like Morgan put that like very like beautifully as far as like if you root for anyone, you miss the point that these are two conflicting ideals that like there's a lot of people who mean well, but like the road to good intentions are paved with mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And so like so either way, this is a tragedy. Every moment that we're like, well, we can see this going in a positive way, but like the tragedy is that these two people are warring factions. And even though they're in the same household, that's kind of a reality. Also, just get Aegon. Eric, I'm watching in the bar. We all feminists over here, big dog. So like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I didn't say you weren't. I'm just
trolling.
Right.
No,
I know.
Yeah, but like, no, I just feel like there's a lot of like things where it's like the main points in like in general is that like everyone has good intentions and like they are doing a good job, a better job at making you like understand like the points behind like Allison. But at the end of the day, she be tweaking.
At the end of the day, the high towers are a bunch of fuck shit hoes. Like I mean,
this is the thing. She does think that in her head. I think this episode actually hit it home that okay, she does think that he meant because you have to remember that when he was babbling about Aegon, they had that talk in front of the bonfire at the hunt where he was like, I had a prophecy.
Right.
I had a prophecy where I placed the crown of Aegon the Conqueror on my son's head. So he's dying, and he starts babbling about prophecy and Aegon, and she's like, "Oh, we're having the same conversation we had years ago. Oh, you want your son? Okay." And like, so I could see that.
And he was literally under the influence both times. He was fucking shit-faced drunk the first time that he said it in front of the bonfire, and he is smacked the fuck out.
A drunk tongue speaks sober thoughts.
No.
Never seen it happen one day in my life.
As a purveyor of the
I get shit-faced. I'm like, I'm gonna start going to the gym.
I love you. You're my best friend.
I mean that every time. If I've ever drunkenly told you you're my best friend, I totally mean it. It's not lying.
I just wanted to end it with actually, like, I remembered, I heard somewhere that it's kind of a weird take, but some of the writers, I forgot who, had like a viewpoint where they were like writing Rhaenyra that she was like punk rock and Allison as conservative, right wing.
Yeah.
Like modern time, like a euphemism for that. And I was just thinking
that's like a very famous Sex Pistols song, like fuck your fuck your uncle, like or whatever, you know, like it got to the queen, you know what I mean? Absolutely.
And it just kind of saddens me because like I feel like if people like watch this and take it and because it's a euphemism for political views now, right?
Right.
What is the solution? If they would just sit down and talk to each other.
Well, Mary, Jason, Helena in the beginning, but also
I am a stan of the underlying sexual tension between them.
Right.
So like when they held their hands, they looked at each other lovingly.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I was like, overturn on Dragon's back.
Like go to a room, sit down, cry over it, have tea, and just talk to each other. Like
get your fucking VHS, get your fucking that worn standard definition DVD of the craft out. Get some fucking weed, get some fucking rosé, and let's fucking hash this shit out. And that's kind of what they were talking about doing when she was like, yo, I'm gonna go drop off the kids. And then I'm gonna jump in the minivan and I'm gonna come back on Dragonback and I'm gonna fucking and we're gonna hang out, you know? Oh no, now we are. But like that, but they were going to, is what it was.
There can always literally it's like this happened because I heard it from your father, and you're like, no, okay.
I think also
I need to tell you something.
To your point, like I think like in this episode we saw that Allison truly believed that moment. And she was like, hey, Rhaenyra, I would love if you would come back and we can have this. And then she gets in this moment where like the king is dead and everyone's like, sick, let's just do all the shit we were talking about. She's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like you guys are doing this behind my back. They're like, yeah. What are you talking about?
Looking at it, thinking about it, it almost would have been interesting if I don't know, if she was still down, if she still was like, no, Rhaenyra should be, and this whole thing is going on around her. I mean, like, I like the fact that it imbues her with a sense of purpose and stuff like that, and that totally makes sense, you know. It's like, and both of them kind of have that. So I don't know. Yeah, I think it's a big old messy thing. It's just like, just talk it out. You know what I mean? That's what we want.
I wonder what they're gonna do now that they put a sympathetic lens on her. how are they going to continue?
Oh, they're gonna
doing
rip our
that
hearts out.
Yeah.
within
Oh, we're
the
gonna be
fight?
rooting for both green and black on certain
How are they
characters.
going to play those juggling balls of dynamics?
I mean, yeah, I think it's
It's why we watch this shit.
yeah, absolutely.
I'm Team Black, but I'm Team Even at the same time. So
Like,
Right.
judging by the rules of this world, like, no, Rhaenyra has a stronger claim, but also
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't believe in, like, hereditary monarchies, so.
Well, right. Yeah,
I'm Team
absolutely.
Basaria, the socialist queen over there.
Oh, right. Absolutely. Shout out. She just like, yo, the
forming
people.
a union, being like, I have your king. We're gonna do work stoppage unless
Absolutely.
unless
100%.
you stop with the child fighting pit.
She literally came up. She's like, "Which side are you on?" Like she's like singing all that shit over there.
She did it in that stupid fucking accent, so you can't like.
Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
like.
Yes, under the sea.
Yeah, no. Like literally, it's kind of French. It's kind of
She's
Jamaican.
like, I want the baguettes in the red wine, and then also stuff.
You
with
got the
children.
ganja and your red
The
wine,
children.
like whatever. It's like, oh my god.
The
Like,
children, they do not fight.
it is. I mean, like, listen. It took Littlefinger about a season or two to really find his footing with his voice or whatever it is. We'll give it. We'll give it
And
to
also in
Mysaria.
a song of an Ice and Fire, and I don't know if they gave him the actor the quote, the actual note. In a Song of Ice and Fire, Littlefinger disguises his voice to a highborn voice, and when he goes back to the fingers, which we never see, it drops, and it's noted in the book.
Interesting.
So I don't know if they were like, "Hey, make a shitty accent to start, so that when it drops, it'll be crazy."
And it's like, no, I'm actually gonna do this. And be very mysterious and have a thirst trapping accent if you don't mind. That's what he was. That's what he was about. Yeah, we have our next question. Thank
All
you.
right. This is the future Dr. O coming to you from Cleveland, Ohio.
Future Doctor.
Oh.
Oh, appreciate you. Good to have you. Thank you so much, sir.
Hey, indeed. And I wanted to know, you all mentioned it before, Rhaenys was right there. It would take one Dracarys and everything would be up in flames. Why?
The Dracarys that was promised and we didn't get it.
Why do each of you all think that we did not get that Dracarys?
Because they need 3 more seasons.
That's the short answer.
That's
But
fun.
it's because they that kind of that conversation that they had previously in the thing where there was a meeting of minds, and Rhaenys even said she was like, "You're a lot more clever than I took you for." There was a certain level of respect that was kind of shown and kind of earned, and I think it was I don't know. Sometimes it's like sometimes it's more satisfying. Like if you're in a fight and you pin somebody down and you're like, I could throw this punch, but I'm not going to. And you're going to know that I could throw this punch, but I'm not going to. But also, like, you literally, like, blew up the coronation of, like, well, no, it's like an insurrection coronation. Like,
I
type
love
of
how,
thing.
like, yeah, all those small folk got decimated.
Absolutely.
And we're all like, she didn't do anything. And I'm like, well, she murdered a lot of people. And
Yeah, right,
we're all
true,
like,
true.
yes, queen.
Yeah, right. Like, girl boss, keep gaslight.
Goddamn. I'm like literally a socialist, but I was like, she's like fucking stomping on small folk. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of almost like they should have had the same thing where, like, remember that one guy
The
in episode.
socialism leaving my body
Remember-
when I see this highborn fuck on her dragon.
Well, remember it was that one guy who was just like in episode 3 where he was like, "Oh, it's Prince Damon, my king." And this is just the other version of that. You know what I mean? This is just like this is
No, and I think this is like just classic Song of Ice and Fire, where it's like these small mercies or just thing where she, like, I'm sure Rhaenys was like, okay, I talked to Alicent, we might be able to negotiate our way out of this war in the back of her head, and I think she just, but like, yeah, had she done that, oh man, no war.
Rhaenys is like a Barack Obama. Like I feel that like she's
Go
like,
on.
She's too middle of the road.
She's too middle of the road.
She wants
Yeah.
everybody to get
Like,
along.
think about how she deals with like whenever him Corliss is like, no, we're gonna like, try and like, like they don't remember like blood, they remember names, and she's just like, really, like okay, and she just
She
kind of like.
also drone struck that coronation.
now I want to have now I just need like a very like kind of thing where just like It's like, well, I don't know, I just have to make sure that we have ourselves Driftmark over here, and we gotta just make sure that maybe there's a possible agreement that we can be brokered. Oh, you're trying to kill me? Oh no, like or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? Like shit like that or whatever.
My first thought was, I've never seen Rhaenys have a fucking jump shot. Like,
Ah,
I've never seen that in a shot from fucking half court.
I don't think Rhaenys has like a type 5 comedy bit either.
But I think Rhaenys could probably grab that fly like Brock did. Remember that one time?
Yeah.
Oh,
he did that. He did that just for the
She
action.
could do that.
All right, fine. She probably got a fly.
She could fly.
Please, next question.
Hello.
So I'm Nick. I'm from the Bronx.
Hell yeah.
Ow.
Yeah. All right. All right. So hood terms. Boom. We here. I had a question. Well, it's like a 2-part question. So, Black Twitter has claimed Rhaenys is from the Bronx. So that was a Bronx goodbye.
Okay,
Coming
love
into the
it.
Bronx goodbye.
That was
Okay.
Bronx goodbye. It's a wedding. We driving our Audi into the middle of it, and we're gonna say bye. So I'm leaving. There's an open bar. So, do you think that?
In the audio.
I mean, yeah, because like, anyways, we'll unpack that later. Anyways, so do you think Rhaenys is gonna now switch up the whole game and be like, okay, I'm gonna get both the girls fighting against each other. Whoever's left, I'm gonna smoke that bitch out. And then also the second part of my question is, do you think Alicent is gonna switch up on her side because she's about to have a mental breakdown because literally all she wanted to do was go to sleep the whole episode and nobody was letting her sleep. So
Right.
do we think like Alicent is gonna switch from green to red secretly? Because it gives she don't like any
That's
of her
juicy.
children. So
I
it's just
I
like, fuck y'all.
have theories about Alicent to the second question, like within the like I'm gonna kind of step back from these questions because I've read the source material, which is not the truth. It's just what the Maesters say is the truth. When you read between the lines, Alicent's character gets very interesting. So I don't know, but I would love it if they kind of did some weird, because like yeah, she's so conflicted, and there are times in those books where you're like, who knows what she's up to because she's just kind of there. And I'm
Interesting. Yeah.
Is she what side is she?
Wouldn't
on?
that would be so wild if there was like say that like there is like they'd hatch a plot to actually put to the sword Rhaenyra and Daemon. Like they're like, we're gonna get him, we're gonna dead to rights, we're gonna pull the Red Wedding before the Red Wedding ever happened, etc. and so forth. And she supplants them. Like she's still on their side, but you guys are planning to murder them, so I'm gonna blow this. Oh, like not blow this up, but I'm gonna subvert your plan, and then they find out about it, and they're like fucking Alicent, you know what I mean? Like that could be a very interesting scene. I think that could be very. I love that track. I love that.
I could see Alicent just being like, no, I'm team exile, and you guys are team murder.
Right.
So I'm gonna just do everything I can to like back you into a corner where I just have to exile them, not murder them.
Right.
But,
Right. Yeah. I don't know. And then to the first part of your question, which was what was I think I forgot. I'm sorry. What was the first part of the question?
Is Rhaenys
Oh,
from the
Rhaenys.
Bronx?
Oh,
No,
right.
Is Rhaenys going to let the girls fight, and then she'll come in,
She's gonna pull a Ken one time and let them fight. You know, like
which I am not gonna answer.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm still waiting for Coles to pop back up and maybe like play a factor in like what
Yeah.
happens.
True.
But
He's coming back for
I guess
sure.
he doesn't show up though for whatever reason. I feel like Shorty S is like she made it a point like, yo, I'm gonna give you this like olive branch for me not saying Dracarys on your bitch ass right now. But you know I could, but I'm gonna leave because she told her earlier like, yo, as long as your dragon's out of commission, Rhaenyra might feel more open to a conversation. Clearly, her like rescuing her dragon and getting the fuck up out of there. She was like, I'm gonna talk to my niece or my cousin or whatever. We finna have a longer powwow about how we finna come back at your ass. So I'm looking at it more so like Rhaenys is like with the shits as far as she a Targaryen. She with the blood of the dragons inside of her. She gonna play the part. Also in reference to the second part, no, I feel like Alicent like is just too like drunk off her own like vibes. She probably does want things to move as smoothly as like because she clearly was against the murder of these people. But at the same time, like I don't know what the fuck she is in season 2.
She's pulling like a Ned, where like Ned was just like when Bobby beef when he found out about Daenerys, he was just like, well, we gotta make plans to kill her, right? And then Ned was just like, no, he was like, no, we're not gonna do that stuff. And so she's kind of filling a little bit of that role now, you know what I mean, in this point in the story and shit like that. I think it'll be interesting how extreme they will push that to be like, for her to be like, no, we are not killing my friend. Like, we are trying to move on without a loss of life if we can. You know what I mean? It'll be very interesting.
Rhaenys' endorsement of Rhaenyra didn't really feel well thought out to me. Like, I felt like, because like right now, if I were Rhaenys, I would still be real fucking mad at Rhaenyra. Like, you killed my son, and like
She still doesn't. She still
I
thinks
don't
that
know if
happened.
she believes that.
I mean, I don't know if she
we
believes
don't
it or
know
not,
yet because
but,
like when
it's, like,
Rhaenyra
kind
was
of
like, I didn't order it. She didn't like look her in the face and go, "You're a fucking liar." She kind of, they had this moment. Because like, I don't know, the Rhaenys and Viserys and Rhaenyra of it all. This is a close family. I feel like they know each other, and I think Rhaenys is like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but like something weird's going on.
Yeah, and that's kind of the weird thing where she's just like, like she definitely has no love for Alicent. Like
A
really.
little respect.
I mean,
Yeah.
respect,
Respect.
but no, like,
Respect.
familial
Right.
love.
No, 100%. I think that's real.
Yeah. Or her, and I know these are her cousin's children, but like she's met Aegon and she's met Almond.
Right.
And
Like,
they're
I'm not trusting that Jack White looking strung out like little
Yeah.
piece
I
of
also
shit.
feel
Like,
like Rhaenys was like, Helena's there. She's such a sweet bean. We just have
She
to
just gotta protect Bela and Helena,
right.
and like that's all there's to it.
100%.
like, you know.
All right.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Dr. Schneider D from Brooklyn. Not from Bronx.
Yeah.
But you all just mentioned something about the kids, right? And so
Right.
for me, like Nick just said something about Alicent hating her kids, right? And so I just think about like the original Game of Thrones series with Cersei,
Yeah.
right? And like she had like this undying devotion to her kids and would literally do anything to get her kids whatever it is that they wanted.
Right.
Versus like Alicent, who was just like this conservative, mild person who was just like, yeah, I want what's best for my kids, but Jesus Christ, like all of y'all are kind of terrible. Right? Like the firstborn, like Aegon is he's
Like
a
you're
fuck up.
it's like you're a sex pest. You're a fucking like
Psychopath.
you're a
Yeah.
psychopath.
And I
You're
don't
perfect, but I don't know what you're saying half
Yes,
the
I
time.
don't
You know?
understand you, right? And so it's just like she has these like really weird relationship with her kids.
Right.
But now she's like in this icky situation where she's like wants to do, good by them, but
Right.
also like she doesn't really like them. Do you think that she likes them?
No.
No, I think she like loves but doesn't understand Helena. And it hurts her when Helena's like, hitting her hands away. Like, I don't think they've ever really been able to connect on a deeper level because Helena's on some next third eye shit.
Yeah.
And she's like, Mom, I love you, but you gotta get up here. And I think she respects, I think she likes, I think her favorite is probably Aemond because she knows that he knows the assignment. She's
He's
like,
the most dedicated, the most studied.
Yeah.
He's
she's
about
like,
that
at
shit,
least you do what you're supposed to,
Right.
and you understand what your role is.
And you're capable.
You scare me a little.
Right.
She doesn't have anybody that she can actually like talk to on a real level.
Right.
None of her children are like,
Well, she stood up for him big time. Like when she was like, "No, like you took my son's eye. I'm fucking taking one of your son's eye." So I think that there is that level of respect where that was that mama bear. Like I'm gonna protect my son. Like how are you guys allowing this?
yeah.
And like Aemon, I feels that love where Aegon does not.
And then Aegon, she fucking hates.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Which is so sad, and I'm sad for both of them, even though he's a literal monster. But it hurt my heart when he was like, "Do you love me now, Mama? Because now I'm king. Do you
No,
love me
fuck
now?"
that motherfucker.
And
Like
it's
that's
so
like
bad. It's
I
just like you are
Imbecile.
fucking piece of fucking garbage. I wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire.
But no, well, this is the thing. One thing I will say, I think that this show has been moving too quickly and been trying to accomplish too much to properly illustrate how she fully feels about her kids. I think it leaves a lot to like what we have to speculate. I think that she can be there can be like a tremendous amount of kind of discontent, maybe even a little bit of malcontent about her kids. The show has just barreled forward like to really get to the dance, but wanting to kind of illuminate a lot of this backstory. And I think that some of the complexity of what we're talking about with her relationship with her family and where their kids specifically has been sacrificed for that. And I think that that's also been a couple of things here. Like I'm still working. We only got one more episode, guys, which is which hurts. You know what I mean? But I will fucking stand by the fact that I think that the story of about the first 5 or 6 episodes of this show could have been a season unto itself. I think that they were a little nervous about not being able to get to the big war fireworks factory. It's kind of why the Crab Theater exists. He existed to demonstrate dragon power, to demonstrate what the Valyrians are all about, and shit like that. But it was mostly just it was mostly for our fucking video to get a bunch of clicks and create hype and shit, you know what I'm saying? And so I think that if I am gonna ding this show, in a certain sense, it's the fact that it has been so ambitious in how much story it wants to tell that we're sacrificing. We don't know. I mean, because we've literally seen her. The only time we've ever seen her hang out with Helena really has been that one point where she's doing the fucking mom for street butterfly, rainbow, cripple whatever, and she's just looking at her ugh, whatever, and then giving her a hug. I think that she cares for her. I just don't think that we've been able to properly flesh out the breadth of that relationship, and I think that that's been a case of a lot of things in this show.
And I think the root of Alicent's discomfort with her children it's rooted a lot in their Targaryenness, because she is a Hightower, which is the opposite of the Targaryens, which is weird because she's
got her kids marrying each
other.
It
was
was
her idea to marry them together, which the Faith of the Seven, even though there is Targaryen exceptionalism that allows it. If you're super devout, that's it's still not cool. It's allowed,
cool,
it's allowed, but it's not cool. And I'm shocked that Alicent, that was her idea, but I think she just wanted to keep her kids close to her. And so I'm just kind of I think Helena's dreaming. Aemon's just obsession with Vhagar having the biggest dragon, being a murder baby. It's kind of she's just oh God, you guys are Targaryens.
Oh yeah, we can see what seed is strong with those kids. Absolutely, you know what I mean? And it definitely is strong kids over there. All right, what do we got? One more? Oh, who's this fellow over here?
First time caller.
Hello, Alex.
Famously asked to not come back as an employee here.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, we were supposed to. You were supposed to never set foot in this place ever again, but the door guy kind of cocked that up.
I have one simple question, and I don't know if
What's your name, sir?
Yeah, what's your name?
Sorry, guys.
From?
Alex.
Where you from?
I'm from North Carolina.
Okay.
From North Texas. There you go.
All right, I want teams. I know everyone's you guys spoke earlier, this is an individual thing, and I actually can't really take teams. Everyone's horrible. I want teams from each and every one of you.
Oh, yeah.
Whose team are you
on? No. I mean, there's more than I know that it the show is kind of demonstrated why what kind of has gone into people's why they do the things that they do. I mean, but if you are talking about down the line, who is the fucking aggressor, who are always moving, who is initiating the scheming, who is going behind Viserys' back, it's the Hightowers, and that's why they're viewed by and large as the villains, as the villains, soft villains, you know what I mean, chaotic neutral villains, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But I think that that's kind of why I'm Team Black, and it's because fucking Rhaenyra Targaryen is the motherfucking named heir of the fucking Seven Kingdoms. It was said by fucking Viserys himself, and they are doing everything they can to usurp that. And so, the strong boys have been naturalized by Viserys before he fucking died, and there is it is rather airtight. The only thing that
Later wants them, and Corlys wants them.
The only thing that stands against it is these fucking weird religious zealots and the patriarchy, and that is literally the fucking thing that is working against them. And that's why, I mean, I'm sorry to break it to people, but that's why. I'm sorry to break it to the green cells out there that are clickety clacking on this fucking video right now, fucking weirdos. But that is why a lot of people fucking side with Team Black. I do think that that's kind of that thing, even though we've humanized screens. I can understand why they do the things that they do, et cetera, so forth. But that's kind of where I am.
How about Emil?
I'm sorry, that was really long-winded. My bad.
2 words, man.
Yeah.
Savage Fenty.
Okay.
I'm Team Green.
Yeah, she
And
looked
If there
good.
was more black people on Team Black, I would be Team Black. But what I
They're losing them by the
what I don't have in blacks, I do have Queen Allison in lingerie, and I will take that 10 times. I am very partial to lingerie on beautiful women, so I am Team Green.
Fine, I'm gonna
Sure.
get horny with my answer too.
Oh,
If Larys
never mind.
Strong has 1,000 fans, I'm one of them. If Larys
There are
Strong
dozens of us.
if he has
Dozens of
one
us.
fan, I am that fan.
I am it.
I am not Team Green or Team Black. I am Club Foot.
All right, Pete, you're one of the best
If Larry
fucking guys in
Strong
the team.
had an album and it sold 2 copies, I bought both of them.
I bought both of them.
Right, absolutely.
I think I'm Team Black, but I also am Team Aemon. I think
Aemon is
Aemon's fucking
secretly.
cool as hell.
He doesn't know it, but Aemon
Agreed.
is Team Black because he doesn't know that the Hightowers, like that whole old town people, they don't like, they're the Faith of the Seven. They don't like dragons and magic. Aemon is so into his Targaryen heritage. He's just misguided. He doesn't know that he actually should fuck with his sister.
I agree with that. 100%.
Aemon is the Daemon we were promised.
There we go. Oh my God, dude.
All
right, well,
One more and then we'll wrap it up.
Your question, sir.
What you got, baby? After everything else.
Wait, what's your name, bro?
Brent.
Where you from?
Hello, here.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
This room? You're born
Yes,
here?
born in this room.
I witnessed it, yeah.
All right.
Brent, brother.
The Eric, Auric.
Yeah.
Can we talk about these two?
Oh, the weird brothers. These two brothers.
Right, the one leave, right? When his brother's getting beat up, and he was like, "Oh, peace."
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
he was showing his there was one that had been witness to Aegon's like how
Depravity.
horrible this boy is. He's like, I am going as we search for him, I'm gonna show you how terrible this man is.
Yeah.
He is pro children, like slavery, but not just slavery, like they're gonna make them fight to the death. Oh, and also there's his literal child like in a corner, like just hanging out. And it's like he's like, no, I think he thought he would get his brother to be like, hey, like this guy shouldn't be king. No, it didn't turn out that way. So he's like, fine, you're a lost cause. I'm gonna let you handle that.
I'm gonna go get this dragon rider and go fuck some shit up.
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm shooting video, so I kind of missed that a little bit. It really doesn't. I was just like, I thought it was just like literally, like, I figured it was probably somebody important, but for a second, I was like, it's literally just a random King's Guardsman, which I kind of enjoyed in a certain sense because, like, when shit gets crazy, people get mobilized and people start to back up whoever the fuck they were supposed to back up. I mean, like, we had people doing that a lot in this episode.
But it's also interesting that the remaining Green brother is also like kind of anti-Cole. Like there's the Queen's court and then there's Otto's.
Right.
There's Otto's court. So even though he's remaining as loyal to the Greens, he's also kind of anti-Alicent Crispy side. So
right.
that's interesting.
No. I mean, and some of those funny. And again, hopefully, like, you know, the God's willing, you know what I mean? Like, we'll get this show to settle down, to like hold its horses a little bit, and kind of like we can kind of like get into the minutia of the stuff that is clearly there. You know what I mean? And so, and like, cause that's the stuff that I really enjoy, shit like that. So, all right, what do you guys think? Is that we got one more? Last one. Last one.
Last call.
All right, here we go. What's up? What you got, babe?
Hey guys, my name is Emil from Chicago. Since we mentioned the source material, I want to ask like kind of direct question. What is your favorite change from the books and the worst change from the books so far?
Pretty much mostly a Morgan question, I think.
Oh,
Pretty
for
much.
me-
Yeah, basically.
For me, because I mean, maybe this is a show challenging me or whatever, but it's like I like a redeemable villain, and when they kind of put into from like what the Maesters were saying to like, oh no, that should happen, when they made Aegon like, no, he's a straight up rapist. I was like, shit. So now I can't, like, I still feel sad for him, but also like at the end of the day, you're like, yeah, this guy fucking sucks. Where it's like Bobby B.
Yeah, throw him in the fire.
No, Bobby B was groping waitresses, not cool. Sure. Like he was
You thought they were Liana.
but we loved him. Remember how much we loved Bobby B? We're like, he's screaming about tits. We fucking love him. and I wanted Aegon to be more of a
A,
dark,
a party king.
a darker Bobby B. Like again, they did the child fighting pits, and I was like, shit, they're doing that. Okay.
Right.
And there's other things I'm glad they did not do. But so that was a kind of I kind of wish you can't redeem someone who's raping a serving girl. So I'm kind of like, I kind of wish he was a little bit more gray, but whatever. We have a villain. That's chill.
Yeah.
What I love the Melly scene.
Yeah.
When
I thought that was cool.
when Rain, like, because that didn't happen in the books. Like,
Oh,
I think
nice.
that might have been like, and that was like kind of a like head exploding moment.
Oh yeah.
Or no, my favorite change was the feet.
You knew it's coming. I was like, when is she gonna get there? Because they know it's coming. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I
Yeah.
found it. I think Clubfoot jerking it to feet.
No, I mean, like, it was just like, it's just like fucking, like, Quentin Tarantino bust into the writer's room. Like, you know, at one point it's like, okay, so we're actually gonna throw away all this really fucking interesting backstory, and it's just gonna, like, fucking feet, okay? Like, whatever it is, like.
Sean, you're wrong. It was
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Metaphor.
No, I'm
It's
literally
a
not.
Metaphor.
Literally not. Literally not. Literally not.
Sean's
The defense mechanism, Sean.
completely
God.
wrong.
Yeah, so-
That scene was needed.
The feat that was promised.
It was the feat that was promised. Absolutely. No. Again, simultaneously, the dumbest shit that this show has ever pulled, and like kind of inspired and incredible. So
He literally chose toes before bros.
And I'm
with
here
that,
for it.
and with that, I don't think that we're gonna get any bigger or better than that over here. So we just want to say we appreciate you guys for hanging out with us over here in the Burlington Bar and on the interwebs. We thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. We only got one more of these things, and it has been a blessing. We appreciate you guys so much. We'll see you guys next week, and we thank y'all for coming out. We'll see you later, y'all.
Sorry, I love it.
No evidence of the harm we done. Just a couple neighbors that are so slain. Only time they see us.